And this Disney event may have revealed the three villains of the next Spider-Man movie. We'll talk after life. Hold on. All set today, right? Hello, Pop Consumer Society. We're back. Let's talk about Spider-Man. There was this Disney trade show in Las Vegas over there in the United States of America. And then this guy who was there, Chris Sagashi, took some photos and shared some things that happened in a season reel shown at the event. If you haven't watched my earlier video about this, please go back and watch it first. I'll explain it again here for those who missed it. Disney's trade show is an event to sell merchandise, to sell licenses for Disney products. Things that are coming up: Moana live action, Mandalorian Grogu, Doomsday, and Spider-Man. So you have to buy the rights to the character for your product. Are you going to launch a juice line? Put Dr. Doom on the juice line. That's it. That's basically it. It's a commercial event to sell merchandise, a significant part of the revenue for these movies, as they don't rely solely on box office sales. That being said, there was a panel, a display where Spider-Man appeared with his supposed suit from the next movie. Look, Spider-Man from Brand New Day is right there. Then it went viral. That's how Spider-Man is going to be, faithful to the comics and all, even closer to the comics. Now let's talk first about Spider-Man's appearance. I looked at it, took one look, and thought, man, how do we already know what Spider-Man looks like if this movie hasn't even started filming yet, and there's already an official look just for an event, a commercial event on top of that? And another thing, Spider-Man belongs to Sony, right? The movie rights are with Sony. This final look of Spider-Man isn't in Disney's hands yet. If you look into it, this Spider-Man is simply the rendering of the final suit from Spider-Man No Way Home, which might be kept at least at the beginning of the movie, or maybe not. So it didn't reveal anything. It's an old image. It's an old image that was used and reused. Just like I'm watching next to him too. It was nothing. But let's talk a little about the season reel. Then Chris Sagachi says there was a video with news for the next Disney season, right? For the next Disney movies and so on. Then there was Moana, Grogu, and Manolo Luriano. Doomsday. Not much about movie trailers, nothing like that. It was just a slideshow showing what's coming up so you can plan your licensing and buy those licenses later. And then there was Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is coming up, and they did this slideshow of images where it didn't leak, but in the very short text, Chris Agache said that three villains appeared: Scorpion, Boomerang, and Tombstone, the Tombstone. And those would be the three villains. When you talk about Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and show three villains in your presentation, you're suggesting that these three villains are the villains of the movie. It makes perfect sense. Chris Agache isn't very clear about what form these characters appeared in. Were they comic book versions? Were they exclusive versions just for that presentation? The way they appeared is very strange for the reason I mentioned. Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man. I don't think Disney would make this kind of announcement at this moment. But why is Disney announcing Spider-Man if it's Sony's Spider-Man? The merchandising belongs to Disney. That's something we always have to keep in mind. Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man. Yes, Sony is the only one authorized to use Spider-Man in movies. Yes. They're partnering with Disney to share Tom Holland and include him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This partnership was made. Now, the merchandising, the licensing, whenever you buy a lunchbox, a shirt, a towel, a juice, a snack that has Spider-Man on it, a collectible toy, all the money goes to Disney. Disney has the rights to Spider-Man. The movie rights only belong to Sony. So Disney can sell Spider-Man merchandise without any problem. It's a bit complex, right? But I think it's strange. Scorpion, a character introduced in the first movie's post-credits scene, is still in prison. He's a villain who's never appeared in any Spider-Man movie, making him a potential candidate for a future installment. And he's a character that fits the expectation of a more street-level Spider-Man movie. He's not a multiversal, magical, or cosmic character, nothing like that. He's just a guy with a scorpion suit. He has connections with J.J. Jameson, which could be cool. Scorpion is a good choice for this moment. Lapide is also a cool character because he could have a connection with the Kingpin. The Kingpin can't appear in the Spider-Man movie or Vincent D'Onofrio. They'd have to cast another actor, and nobody would do that. Lapide, on the other hand, could show up as a capo for the Kingpin. The Kingpin wouldn't appear at this moment. He could be mentioned, but not show up, and Lapide would take over as the big boss in the area where Spider-Man is operating. That could make the connection with the criminal underworld. And Boomerang is Boomerang, right? He's an old Marvel character. He was created in 1966, if I'm not mistaken, in a Hulk story. He's originally a Hulk villain, but he's already appeared as a villain for pretty much everyone. He's even been part of the Sinister Six. And it would be interesting. There are those boomerangs. Gas Boomerang, Electric Boomerang, Flamethrower Boomerang. He's kind of like Captain Boomerang, but from Marvel. I'm missing a Boomerang among my Boomerang guys here. He'd likely be the minor villain Spider-Man defeats early on, like Shocker, before moving on to the main story arc. It's a sign that at least the three villains are more grounded villains, and then that brings back the question, is it going to be an urban movie or a multiversal movie? When the multiverse takes over, because Brand New Day will be between Doomsday and Secret War, so is it going to be a multiversal movie? I hope not. I didn't want to, but given his position, the subject will inevitably come up. I hope it's only in the post-credits. The Spider-Man story ends beautifully, wonderfully urban, all wrapped up right there in the streets, and post-credits, Spider-Man witnesses an incursion. It's over. It's over. Spider-Man doesn't need to be in Doomsday. Put him in the post-credits of Nos Day, and that's it. It's solved. I don't think it's impossible. No, I think it could be the three villains. It's really strange to just pick three random villains, you know, like drawing lots in a real season. Speaking about the movie, if those three villains show up, it's because there's an intention. Sometimes it's like this. If you have a boomerang shop, you'll have boomerangs. You can license the boomerang. Look here. If you have a tattoo shop, you can license the scorpion tattoo. Cool. If you have a funeral home, you'll have the tombstone. You can license the tombstone. It could be that it was revealed. Yes, I do find it strange that these three villains showed up anyway in this real season. I think it's suspicious, very suspicious actually. But let's see if it matches up. Scorpion is the only one. I had already seen in other rumors that he was coming back. All that story that there's going to be Mr. Negative, yeah. Queen Spider, so those ones aren't there. Or maybe it's going to be that switch up where the villain changes. It's going to be the Sinister Six again, since we already had 5 villains in the last movie. Why not? So that's what I wanted to discuss. I want your opinion on Tombstone, Boomerang, and Scorpion as the villains in the next Boomerang movie. Thoughts? Leave a comment below. I'll return with more pop culture topics soon. After the intro, click the channel options to stay with me longer. See you later soon in a bit. Bye.